Good morning, everyone. And today is special Eitaikyo service, but this is also the Dharma School Sunday. So I will give short Dharma School talk first, and later adult Dharma talk. And hopefully I can conclude all of my talk within 20 minutes or so, okay? Since I don't have English name, I'm not sure the meaning of the names of the English names, but both my children have Japanese name, and the Chinese characters picked for their names has the meaning to it. So my daughter, Aoi, the Chinese character comes from sunflower, and this is Namiko, my wife, and my wish that she'll be cheerful person like sunflower, right? And also as sunflower always look for the light, I wanted her to live with Nembutsu teaching, which relies on the light of the wisdom of Amida Buddha. And then my son, Hikaru, his Chinese character comes from Juseige. And Namiko and I wished him to be bright person, and probably he is still being shy, right, in front of the Sangha members, because he primarily speaks Japanese, and then English is second, so he's still being shy. But once he gets used to everybody, he is really talkative and full of energy. So please watch out. So both of my children's name contains the wishes of Namiko and myself. And it is really common for Japanese people to put the wish of, the parents to the children's name. But, there were discussions on what kind of names we can use for the children. I think it is about 25 years ago. A couple tried to name their child Akuma. It means devil. I don't know why the couple wanted to name the baby with that name, but it was rejected by the government, fearing that the baby would be the target of bullying, right? Then there's another couple who named their baby with these two Chinese characters. This literally means shining sky, but the parents wanted to pronounce these two characters, Pikachu. And I heard that this name really exists in Japan. And I cannot criticize the parents' wish that they wanted their baby to be as cute and as brave as Pikachu, but I just cannot imagine this person's funeral, right? At funeral, usually children or grandchildren comes up to give words of remembrance, eulogy, right? And they say, "I will miss Grandpa Pikachu." And ministers have to present Buddhist name to Grandpa Pikachu, right? So this name, actually, Pikachu is short name, easy to remember, right? So that's fine, even though I don't recommend people to name their babies Pikachu. But there was a couple who went to ask Buddhist minister what to name their baby. So Buddhist minister came up with a list of the names and told the couple to choose just one name out of the list. But the couple was really greedy, and they used all the names on the list. So the baby's name became like this. ジュゲムジュゲム五行のすり切れ、カイジャリ水魚の水魚松雲来松風来松空寝るところに住むところ、やぶら工事のぶら工事、パイポパイポパイポの修林岩、修林岩のグーリンダイ、グーリンダイのポンポコピーのポンポコナーの長久名の長介。Of course, this is not real name, right? This comes from one of the storytelling called rakugo, Japanese storytelling. But, whatever the name is, there are wishes behind the name, right? So today is Eitaikyo service. And Eitaikyo could be understood as the service to listen to the wishes of people before us. And as I said earlier, I don't know the meaning behind English names, but I am sure that everybody's living within the wish of somebody, okay? So on this occasion of the Eitaikyo service, please ask your parents, your guardians, your families, and your friends what the wish of them. And please remember that we are always living in the wishes of someone. So now I would like to conclude Dharma School talk with Gassho and Nembutsu. So let's recite Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. So for adults Dharma talk, I would like to share the fulfillment passage of the 17th vow from the larger sutra. So please join me in Gassho again. Please put your palms together. The Buddha Tathagatas throughout the 10 quarters, countless as the sons of the Ganges, are one in praising the majestic power and the virtues, inconceivably profound, of the Buddha of immeasurable life. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda. So we are observing the special Eitaikyo service today. And Eitaikyo literally means Eternity Generation Sutra. But there is no such a sutra titled Eternity Generation Sutra. And Eitaikyo is a service observed with the wish that the teaching of Nembutsu will continue to be listened and enjoyed generation to generation. So our predecessors built this temple. This is a place to listen to the teaching. And this temple had been protected and sustained by many members, or many people. So their wish is to keep protecting and sustaining this place to listen to the teaching. And not only sustaining, but also to grow the Sangha, grow the circle of the Dharma friends. This is the wish of our predecessors. And I am sure that I have talked about this before, but the word sutra means string or thread, and it is translated into Chinese as kyo, kyo. And this character means warp, which is a thread running lengthwise in a woven fabric. And Master Shantao, one of the Pure Land masters, said something like this. Sutra means warp. The warp holds the weft well to weave a fabric, and the fabric has its own function. So the weft is useless or meaningless, when we don't have the warp. Does it make sense? So a fabric without warp, it just falls on the ground. So our lives are just like weft, which would have been passed in vain if we did not encounter the teaching of the Buddha. So our lives are supported by the teaching of the Buddha, and through living with the teaching, we weave the fabric of life. And as blanket has the function as blanket, pants has a function as pants, right? Each of our lives as Buddhists are unique, and that is okay. Each fabric of life are beautiful fabric of life. So the teaching recommended by Shakyamuni Buddha, the seven Pure Land masters, and Shinran Shonin is to live a life of Nembutsu, which is the path supported by reassuring call of Amida Buddha, saying that don't worry about your enlightenment. I will grasp you and never abandon you. This is like human pyramid in cheerleading. Have you ever seen human pyramid? I think this is one of the best metaphors I have used to describe the working of or the teaching of the Nembutsu. So you might have heard this before, but this is probably too many people. I can cut the last row. But if this is about cheerleading, the person on top jump off from the top of pyramid, and then the teammate catches the person, right? Have you ever seen it? Right? No? Okay. You can go home and watch YouTube about the cheerleading. But the person on top might have the fear of jumping off from the top, right? But teammates on bottom say that, don't worry about it. I will catch you no matter what. So jump off, you'll be okay. So if the person on top doubt the calling voice from the bottom, calling voice of the teammate, the person would never be able to jump off from the top of the pyramid. But because the person entrusts oneself to the calling of the teammate, the person jump off from the top and then be caught by the teammates. So in this metaphor, person on the top of pyramid is each of us. We live with fear, uncertainty, and so on. So for this person, our predecessors, masters and Shakyamuni Buddha, are calling us that, don't worry. Just entrust yourself to the working of the Nembutsu. So this is the heart of Namo Amida Butsu we are reciting. Namo Amida Butsu is the recommendation of our predecessors. Just like all the Buddhas in the 10 directions are praising the virtues of the working of Namo Amida Butsu, our predecessors, who now became Buddhas, are recommending us the working of Namo Amida Butsu. So, our path is not about how we should live this life, right? But our lives itself becomes the place of the working of Namo Amida Butsu, okay? So, one more time. Our path is not about how we should live this life, but our lives itself becomes the path or becomes the place of the working of Namo Amida Butsu. It is not that we should be good person to receive the benefit of the working, but regardless of ages, genders, ethnicities, colors of skins, and so on, everybody's in the grasp of the working of Namo Amida Butsu to make us entrust ourselves to the working, to take us to the attainment of enlightenment, and to recite Namo Amida Butsu. So, the people on the bottom of the pyramid would not say that, I won't catch you because you are so and so, right? Whoever we are, the person on the bottom catches us. So we respond with gratitude for grasping us by reciting Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much. So Namo Amida Butsu is also our expression of gratitude for the Buddhas and our predecessors. So as I mentioned earlier, the fabric of life woven with the path of Nembutsu is unique to each person. I emphasized that our path is not how we should live this life, because each person's ability is different. But each individual, as we are, can weave a beautiful fabric of life through this path of Nembutsu. So this path of Nembutsu is the warp for us. And it supports our lives. And our predecessors enjoyed this teaching and established this Sacramento Buddhist Church to listen to the teaching. And they maintained and supported this temple for generation to generation. So this place is the form of our predecessors' wish for us. So this is now our responsibilities to protect and sustain this temple and pass this temple down to next generations. So I think this is about 20 minutes, so I will stop here. And I hope I was able to explain what Eitaikyo service is about. And thank you everybody for attending today's service. And in closing, please join me in Gassho. Please put your palms together. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Nam.